why are men not confident enough to walk up to women now? See, shout out to the guys who are confident enough to walk up to women. The masculinity on earth has diminished drastically that guys don't even come up to you anymore.
I'm 29 and childless right now. Majority, if not all of my friends have a kid or two, or maybe even three. And I can't lie, before my friends had kids, I felt like I'd be a mother already. I really did believe that I would have kids mid-20s.
They say men have disappeared, that motherhood destroys your soul, that being attractive is too much work, and that being alone is empowering. But when you put it all together, something doesn't add up. This video isn't comfortable. It's a reality check no one wants to face about modern relationships.
Why are men not confident enough to walk up to women now? See, shout out to the guys who are confident enough to walk up to women. The masculinity on earth has diminished drastically that guys don't even come up to you anymore. They'll just stare at you from a distance. As a woman who's trying to embody her feminine energy, you're not going to catch me going up to the guy. You're just not. We can just stare at each other. See, shout out to the guys who are confident enough to walk up to women, because guys don't do that anymore. If God were to guarantee that your 20th person would be the love of your life, you would be so happy to be rejected by all 19. So why are men not confident enough to walk up to women now? We don't chase. We signal like, you can come up to me now. But all men do is just look at you now. And of course, like, if the woman is interested, she's gonna keep looking your way too. But it just like stays like that. Nothing ever happens because men don't walk up to women anymore, or they're just tired of being rejected. But it's like, if God were to tell you that you're gonna go through 20 rejections before you get to your yes, and that's gonna be the love of your life, you guys would be so happy to go through all 20 because you would just so closer to the love of your life. Come on, guys, you guys gotta do better.
As a modern woman, I see a huge contradiction disguised as feminine energy. At the same time, she demands masculine initiative. She puts herself on a pedestal where she can't make a single move, only signal. The world has changed, the risks have changed, and rejection today often comes with public embarrassment, social media shaming, and labels. Expecting men to act like before while ignoring this new reality is convenient. Female empowerment also means taking responsibility for your own choices, not just demanding courage from the other side. Femininity isn't total passivity, it's clear communication. If no one moves, maybe the issue isn't just a lack of male confidence, but unrealistic expectations on both sides.
Rejection is a man's biggest fear in dating. Many men will not approach a woman and ask her out on a date because he is afraid that she will reject him. Statistics show that 48 to 59% of single men between the ages of 18 and 40 have never asked a woman out on a date in the past year because of this fear. It is important that women are aware and try to understand this fear that men have so we can help foster relational success. If a man feels as though there's a chance he won't be rejected, he will be more inclined to approach you. It would be helpful to signal to a man interest. This is where body language comes in. Having an open and warm posture, looking at him in his eyes and smiling, and then kindly looking away. I believe that a man asking a woman out is the first opportunity he has to show her that he is a leader. Women do not respect passive men. However, it is okay for you as a woman to be the first one to strike up a conversation. It shows a warm presence and an openness, which could help him feel more comfortable to ask you out. There is unfortunately a judgmental culture surrounding this topic where I will hear women say, well, men just need to grow some fill in the blank. This isn't helpful when it comes to fostering healthy relationships. We should approach this with a compassionate, understanding perspective. That energy alone will make a guy not interested in pursuing you. Now that we have access to people by the touch of a button, men no longer have had the practice of approaching a woman in person and asking her out on a date like they did before cell phones. This is also why I believe porn addictions have increased, because men have access to women on these screens without having to earn her affections. People can now pay for attention without the possibility of rejection. The fear of rejection often stems from a deep-rooted desire for social acceptance and belonging. This is a human need. Depending on the negative or adverse experiences a person dealt with can really exacerbate the level of anxiety and fear in the body. Although women giving compassion and patience is necessary for the process, men also have to do the work to overcome this fear. If you are a man who struggles deeply with feelings of rejection, it's time that you stand up and start doing something about it. It is true that not every woman you ask out will say yes, but just try. There are many women who are also afraid to look in the direction of a guy she likes. She may become bashful and appear more closed off, but really she may be really into you. Feelings of rejection are painful, but the fruit on the other end can be so tasteful if you fight past the fear. Go and ask her out.
This take is much more mature and realistic. She understands that fear of rejection isn't weakness, it's human. As a woman, I do think it's important to have standards, but without dehumanizing the other side. The culture of men have to just suck it up only creates withdrawn or resentful men. At the same time, she's right that masculine leadership is built through action, not excuses. The balance is here. Women can show interest without lowering themselves, and men need to work through their insecurities without blaming the world. Female empowerment isn't hostility, it's emotional intelligence and social awareness.
So I'm probably gonna get shit for this video, but honestly, I don't care. I'm gonna make it anyway. I wanna talk about guys that reject hot chicks and then slum. Meaning you dated a hot girl and then decided that hot girl was not for you and are now dating a girl that is not nearly as hot. Obviously, there can be a lot of factors as to why you reject a hot girl. This is just a very broad generalization, but I'm gonna say it. I think the main reason that men reject hot women is because they don't want to have to work that hard. I mean, I think it's no secret that hot chicks tend to have higher expectations and higher standards than maybe less attractive women. I know how that sounds. It sounds really bad, but I think it's just because, again, hot chicks are just used to being treated a certain way. So I do think oftentimes when attractive men meet attractive women, they're almost like, crap, I'm actually gonna have to put in a lot of work here. Whereas girls that are less attractive just don't require that much work. To be clear, I think that you guys should be putting in work for whoever you are dating, no matter what they look like. But I think that girls that are less attractive, I mean, they're gonna be more likely to just accept you for how you are. They're gonna appreciate you more. They're going to demand less. They're gonna make you feel better about yourself. Again, obviously, I'm sure that it's like you could break up with a hot chick because she's just an asshole. But if that were really the case, then why wouldn't you date another hot girl afterwards? And yes, I understand that obviously other things than looks are more important, and you could have matured and realized like, hey, I actually want to date somebody that I have shit in common with and makes me laugh and that's smart and cool and not just hot. But there are hot girls that have good personalities and that are smart and cool and you have things in common with too. They're just higher maintenance. I get it, you're gonna call me shallow and all of that, but I'm just calling it like I see it. Am I crazy? Let me know in the comments below. Follow me for more tips.
This take exposes an insecurity many people don't want to admit. She turns male choices into a personal attack on her own value. Not every man who leaves a relationship with a hot woman and dates someone different is avoiding effort. Sometimes he's avoiding emotional exhaustion, power games, and transactional relationships. Reducing less attractive women to being easier and more grateful is also problematic. As a modern woman, I see this as a warning. Looks alone don't sustain relationships, and using beauty as leverage might attract attention, but it doesn't guarantee commitment. Self-reflection would make more sense here than accusation.
So I'm 37, don't have any kids. I'm not married. I don't have a husband. I'm not even in a relationship. And a lot of times people look at me and they're like, oh, she must be so lonely, or you must be so lonely. And the truth is I'm not. I'm not. I have my family that I love so much. They're so close to me. They mean so much to me. I have my friends that are like, my sisters. I love them so dearly. And, I have my career that I'm so fulfilled by. And I decided to come up to Canada for the weekends and come on guys, look at this view. That's the view from my hotel room. I'm a solo traveler. I go pretty much everywhere alone if I'm not with my girls, and highly recommend. When it's your time, it's your time. Don't rush things. Enjoy life as it is. Enjoy life by yourself. Learn to make yourself happy. When it's your time, it's your time.
This is a healthy portrait of emotional autonomy. She's not defending herself from loneliness. She's affirming a meaningful life. As a woman, this is real empowerment, not using relationships as proof of self-worth. The issue is when this mindset turns into denial of desire, but that doesn't seem to be the case here. She's not saying she doesn't want love, just that she refuses to live in a rush or out of fear. That's maturity. Personal growth also means learning to be okay with yourself without falling into the fantasy that independence eliminates longing or the pressure that happiness only comes with a husband and kids.
I'm 29 and childless right now. Majority, if not all, of my friends have a kid or two, or maybe even three. And I can't lie, before my friends had kids, I felt like I'd be a mother already. I really did believe that I would have kids mid-20s. After we got married, I was 25. I thought that we would pretty much get married and start to have kids. But as I sort of saw how parenthood unfolded for my friends and how stressful and how much it was, it kept making me push back further and further as to when we wanted to start a family. I'm like, you know what, let's actually live a bit more now, because everybody's soul seems sucked. And it's not like they're not having a great time. Like, they love their kids, they're great parents. It's amazing to see. But truly, like, majority, if not all of my friends have completely changed, and I don't know that they're happier. Obviously, you can't really reverse that shit. Like, you're kind of stuck where you are once you have them. You can't put them back up. Seeing this all unfold really has put into perspective just how much of your life is consumed and how much of yourself you lose when you're a parent. I don't think people were being honest before this generation. I think now people are being more honest about the struggles, and people are showing up online and sharing so much of what was never communicated to people, and everybody sort of just did the damn thing. But now I'm thinking, like, fuck, I really gotta want this. I really have to want this and be willing to give up my entire life, my entire soul, and my entire personality.
This perspective is honest and necessary. For the first time, many women are seeing motherhood without romantic filters, and that's scary because it changes decisions. As a modern woman, I think it's healthy to question things before entering an irreversible path. The problem isn't not wanting kids right now, it's realizing too late that you are running on social autopilot. She doesn't hate motherhood, she respects its weight. That's personal growth. Having kids shouldn't be the default. It should be a conscious choice. And yes, admitting you lose parts of yourself isn't ungrateful, it's emotional maturity.
I'm 29 years old. I'll be 30 at the end of the year, and I do not want kids. I've always known that I don't want kids, and I am not going to change my mind. I've had a lot of moms support that and tell me, good for you. Like, I love being a mom, but good for you for choosing that for yourself. And if I'm being honest, it's like really like 80%, okay, of women who are super supportive, who are mothers themselves, telling me that it's okay. But that 20% of women, the bitter women, they love to tell me that I'm going to regret it, that I'm going to get old and no one's going to take care of me, that why wouldn't I want like a little version of myself, anything to try to make me feel bad for not wanting to bring children into this world. To those bitter moms, you know what I did this morning? Okay, first of all, I woke up and it was silent. You see how silent it is right now? That's how silent it was when I woke up. Okay, silent. No mommy, no crying, no needy child. Okay, just woke up. I washed my face, okay, because I was a little puffy, okay. I did a little skincare, a little light skincare. I put on this little outfit, okay, because it's kind of cold, but, you know, still want to be comfortable. I put on my shoes, I put on the headphones, and I went on a walk for an hour. I walked for a whole hour. Then I got back, again, silence, no mommy, no driving kids to school, none of that, okay. I took my shoes off, obviously. I did upper body, okay, in my room. Little lifting weights, and then I came over here and I think I'm gonna make breakfast, but either way I have to clock in soon, so no stress this morning, no school drop off this morning, no crying, none of that. I just took care of me, so no, I will never regret it. Okay, bye.
There is empowerment here, but also a defensive tone that reveals wounds. Choosing not to have kids is valid, period. The problem starts when freedom turns into constant comparison with mothers, almost like provocation. Secure women don't need to keep proving they won't regret it. At the same time, social pressure on child-free women is real and cruel. As a modern woman, I'd say, live your choice without attacking the other sides. Personal growth is inner peace, not winning arguments. Not wanting kids doesn't make you superior, just like wanting them doesn't make anyone a failure.